Hello, and welcome to our channel.
We're glad you're here.
Okay, good evening YouTube. Tonight we're going to make our winter bee feeding sugar patties. Finished product looks like this. It's just a hard cake of sugar. The recipe we use is 10 pounds of sugar, 1 cup of water, and 1 teaspoon of vinegar. Recipe calls for white vinegar, but we've been using apple cider vinegar. We're going to see how that works this year. We get our sugar, usually 25-pound bags at a time at Walmart. They fit in a 5-gallon pail just perfectly. You can fit 30 pounds in one of those pails. So we've already got our sugar measured out. There's 6 pounds in there. There's the other 4 pounds. So that's 10 pounds. We can go ahead and add our water and vinegar. This is the part that takes a little while to get this stirred through here.
I'm not sure what this is called, but I've found that I use it for my pastry to make, you know, a pie shell. What is this called?
I think it's a potato masher.
This? No, this is not a potato masher.
Well, I don't know what it is.
Anyway, I have found that this works well with breaking up the sugar. Yes, I know. I've got some out of the bowl.
Ready to shake?
Yes. Just to make sure we get it all out of the bottom of the bowl. Because with stirring it,
It's doing pretty good already.
yeah.
Put these on right.
That's just about all it takes then, is just putting the lid on this bowl.
You ready?
Whoops. The silicone.
Yeah, what we just use is these little silicone pie pans and one little metal one. And this just about fits the 10 pounds of sugar in these 3 pretty good.
Yeah, I found that it's easier to get them out of the silicone once they're dried. In case they're not completely dried, you're not damaging them because the silicone is so flexible.
But you have to have the silicone on or in something hard, because if you try and pick this up with the sugar in it, it just mushes.
Well, if any of you have ever baked with a silicone pan, you know anyway that you have to have it on a pan,
I have not, so I did not.
or it's everywhere.
Our feeding trays are made out of 1-bys, so we try and keep this just about an inch thick.
And of course, we found that between these 2 silicone pans and this small one that we use to put in the nuke, isn't it?
Yes.
Just about covers and gets them the right thickness and uses the entire 10 pounds of sugar here in this recipe. And this is a little metal 6-inch cake pan. I line it with the wax paper just because the pan isn't flexible and it's easier to get it out of the pan without damaging the sugar cake.
We made these last year. We cut the 2 silicone ones just in half because that seemed to fit in the Hive pretty well. This year we're cutting them into quarters. Rather feed them a little more often if they need it than give them that one big block and not have them eat it as readily. Plus, with the nuke that we have to feed, these quarter pieces or the small cake pan, any of those will fit in that nuke.
And of course, we just use a spatula or whatever and pat it down as tight as you can get it.
Most of that's going to have to go in there, I think.
In this one?
So again, the recipe was 10 pounds of sugar, 1 cup of water, and a teaspoon of vinegar. Now, I've read or heard that the vinegar, some say it's in there to help preserve so that the sugar doesn't go bad. And I've also heard that it helps raise the pH because the pH of nectar is actually a little higher than just regular sugar or sugar water. So the vinegar being in there is supposed to make it a little more palatable or a little bit of a feeding stimulus for the bees.
Have you explained to them at all why you're feeding in the winter?
No, I have not.
Well, get to it.
Can you take any more?
Maybe.
It's just a hair.
Yeah.
Okay, this year we only got, what, 14 pounds of sugar out of the one hive.
You mean honey?
Or, yeah, honey, sorry.
14 pounds of honey.
14 pounds of honey out of the one hive that was our carryover from last year. We did not try and take any honey off of the other hives. Our concentration this year has been bee health and trying to get them through the winter and grow numbers.
Well, they were all new hives this year.
Yeah, they were all swarms.
They were swarms
And
or
one
trap
nuke.
outs.
So we were more concerned about trying to have bees next spring than we were about trying to get honey off of them this year. So we're not real sure what our honey situation is as far as winter stores go right now. Seems like the time to get in the beehives, either the weather's not good or we've got something else going on. So we're trying to get these cakes made to get out there. We also have pollen patties.
I think that one's good enough with that, or?
You might try it with that one a little better. We also have some pollen patties to feed them that we had frozen from last winter. So as soon as these are done, we'll get the feeder trays out there, get the sugar cakes in, and get a pollen patty in each hive. That way they've got something to eat. I'm sure they've got honey out there right now, but as far as this extra feeding goes, I'd rather waste our money on sugar cakes and pollen patties that they don't eat than have them starve to death needing it and not having it. So that's kind of been our philosophy. So once these are packed down, do you have the knife? Cut them. I said we'll cut these into quarters on the 2 silicone pans. That way they're already,
Yeah, we cut them before we bake them.
they're ready to go. So when they come out of there, they'll come out in those nice solid pieces. You can let these air dry. I've heard where people will put them like on top of a wood burner or buy a wood burner to help dry them. We just throw them in the oven on the lowest setting, which is what, 160? 170. Bake them for about an hour or so, just to help dry the moisture out, and then we let them cool and by the next day they're nice little hard cakes like they are over there. So that's how we prep and feed our bees for the winter with the sugar cakes and the pollen patties. If you have any questions or comments, please put them down below. Appreciate if you'd subscribe and thumbs up. Thanks for watching. Have a good evening.